My amazing sister Cara will always and simply be the best of the best that I am, the most important parts of me. Because Cara always looked at me like I was 10 feet tall. With my sister standing by my side, I could be anything at all. She's the strongest person and greatest aunt, truly beyond compare. In less than a moment's notice, Aunt Rah-Rah is always there. She's beautiful and smart, and although she may misplace her things, she's promised to keep a special eye on her wedding band and rings. Long ago, she screamed out at the dinner table. She wanted someone to hear that she would not be left out. She wanted to make it clear that Cara'd make her mark on this world and do it her own way. And so here she stands, tested by our fire, the woman we see today.
Love gives you a sense of security. When you're walking down the street late at night and you have a leash on love, ain't no one going to mess with you.
Because love is unpredictable. Who knows what love could do in its own defense?
On cold winter nights, love is warm. It lies between you and lives and breathes and makes funny noises.
Love wakes you up all hours of the night with its needs. It needs to be fed so it will grow healthy and stay strong.
Love doesn't like being left alone for long, but come home and love is always happy to see you.
What they have the opportunity to continue is an authenticity that brings friends together for a lifetime. They have a stability that not only secures and supports their family, but families outside of their own. And a vitality that allows them to see the world and appreciate different cultures. So I just would like to continue the toast and wish you guys all the best in authenticity, stability, and vitality for the years to come.
Sometimes love just wants to go out for a nice long walk because love loves exercise. It will run you around the block and leave you panting, breathless, pull you in different directions at once, or wind itself around and around you until you're all wound up and you cannot move. Throw things away and love will bring them back again and again and again. But most of all, love needs love, lots of it. And in return, love loves you and never stops.
Dad, we have never been overtly sentimental type, but today we have permission. Over the past 35 years, from time to time, I honestly thought this day would never come. Perhaps it was having you as a father that created such a high standard for a man in my life. He must live a life of integrity, he must be generous and thoughtful, and he must be hardworking. The time we've spent together in recent years, seeing you and Mom nearly every day, has been a blessing I will cherish all my life.
Today is the day, our day, the day we've been waiting for our entire lives. We just didn't know we were waiting for each other. I am so happy and I can't wait to see you walk down the aisle. There will be many moments and I want you to take all of them with you. We are going to build a wonderful life together and we will face all the challenges as a team with our loving and supportive families behind us.
We didn't have a real big house, so the porch was an extension of our home. We sat on the porch, we played on the porch. I put them down for naps on the porch. I swung them when they were babies on the swing. And so as they grew up, we always meet there. I guess the porch is a symbol of our family and the ongoing traditions of meeting and enjoying each other.
I knew Todd was going to be the guy when he came to our home for the first time, and he instantly hit it off with my kids.
Hey, yeah.
Todd is like a magnet and people gravitate to him. And it's because he's got a good heart, he's grounded, and he too is like a family first person. And I feel like that's the big thing that Cara was attracted to about him was he was family first.
Wishing us a life full of love with the love of our lives. At last, the best is yet to come. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. For most of our lives, we made sure it was moving fast. Perhaps we were moving so fast, we missed the opportunities to settle down, and for that, I am eternally grateful. Because once I did stop and look, I found someone I could miss. This strong, independent woman who convinced herself for years that she was fine all by herself finally found her someone with whom she didn't want to say goodbye. So over the course of the next year, we embarked on a long-distance relationship where all we do is say goodbye. But now that time is coming to a close. I don't want to miss anything with you. I want to explore all that life has to offer, from traveling to the blessings of parenting, to all the good, bad, and ugly, and all of the extreme joys in between. I want to soak it all up with you. So today, honey, as I walk down the aisle, know that I am grateful to you and that I am committed to stopping and looking around as often as we can.
What makes for an everlasting love? When you look at folks who've been married for 30, 40, 50 years, and they're not merely cohabitating, they're actually in love with each other, what is it that they have that makes that love alive? Faith, hope, and something else. In The Princess Bride, Wesley is a mere farmhand doing chores for Buttercup. After every request, Wesley responds with, "As you wish." What Wesley says takes great faith, that one day Buttercup will love him as an equal, despite the fact that he is merely a farmhand. Todd and Cara, when I look at you and how you treat each other, I see that both of you are willing to say "as you wish" to each other. Of course, you're going to call each other out too, but you have faith and trust that your partner truly loves you, that when they make a request, they don't do it out of selfishness. They do it because they earnestly seek the best that you can be, and they also want to be the best that they can be, and your marriage to be the best that it can be.
I, Todd, take you, Cara, to be my wife.
And I promise,
before
God and these witnesses, to be your loving and faithful husband, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live.
I, Cara,
take you, Todd, to be my husband. And I promise, before God and these witnesses, to be your loving and faithful wife, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow, in sickness and in health, as long as we both shall live. Cara and Todd, in your statements about how you came to know that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with each other, you put into words your deep love for each other. Cara, you wrote of Todd, "I love that he's just as stubborn as I am. I love the weird way we hold hands. He's patient beyond measure. I love that we both love the movies. I love that he wants to make the world a better place." And Todd, you wrote, "Cara, I love you for who you are, confident, smart, strong, beautiful, and you always look out for others." remember these words. Remember these when you're sick. Remember these when you're old. And when you draw your last breath, know that you have loved and you have been loved.
We were born to meet someday. Our separate lives and separate loves stood in our way.
I think they knew one another for a long, long time, but evidently quite suddenly noticed one another and, linked up. They were meant for one another, I think. The more I look at them, I'm sure of it.
When she was born, and when she was an infant, her grandfather looked into her eyes and said, gentilissima, which means the highest form of a gentle person. He must have been some kind of a prophet, because that's what she became. She became this kind person, gentle. She was an easy person to be around and an easy child to, I don't even know, it wasn't even hard to raise her. She kind of raised herself. She's just a special person. That's all I can say.
Cara waited a long time for the right one, and so I'm sure she's found him.
The distant past is not that.
He has the same traits. He's a pretty even-keeled, kind of person, and I'm sure that's what she saw in him as far as being attracted to him to some extent.
You've given me a strength I did not know. I'm tired eyes have shown, so we both should get some sleep.
I never had a doubt that you were going to find your Cara. I knew that you were going to find the person that was going to share your joys and sorrows. I knew God's timing was right, and God brought this beautiful, wonderful woman along for you.
I've fallen victim to the trap, and I'm never coming back.
One piece of advice that actually I think about all the time, Dad gave me before my wedding, and what he said was 60-40. If you believe that you are pulling 60% of the weight and your partner is pulling 40% of the weight, then you're probably doing it about equal. Because we always give ourselves a little bit more credit and easier to take it for granted from the other person. So that piece of advice has really lasted us a long time. And so I want to tell you that. And Todd, I just want to tell you thank you for waiting and for bringing into our family this amazing, wonderful woman. You've waited for the right one. And Cara, thank you for making my brother so happy. So here's to Todd and Cara.
I loved him from the minute I met him. An easy person to visit with and be with. To me, they're very much alike, and I think that's what attracted them to one another.
Todd and Cara, happy life, and may the force be with you.
Oh, sorry.
Todd, toothbrush selfie.
Rub the toothbrush under the cat. See if it purrs. That's not under.
That could be dangerous.
Cara, you wrote of Todd, I love that he's just as stubborn as I am. I love the weird way we hold hands. Okay, all right. Is that a Greek thing or is that, no? Okay. All right.
Maybe in the background would be great.
They are not going to stay.
Chenza, is this good?
Dave, you're on this side.
Is this good? Chenza, is this good?
Up or down?
Bringing sexy back.
Yeah.
You other groomsmen don't know how to act.
Yeah.
That was a brand.